Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad and the Kaiju with your hosts Mark and Sam. This week we're talking about the 20th in the Godzilla series, Godzilla Vs Mechagodzilla 2. Hi Sam.
Hi.
You got a bit of a cold, haven't you?
Yeah.
So there's going to be a bit of sniffing and that in this podcast, but that's the way it is. Yeah, we watched this one yesterday. It was made the year after the last one, so 1993. It was actually marketed as the sort of 40th anniversary edition, even though it wasn't. That would have been 1994, which is odd, and the 20th film. And it's kind of a beat down between. It kind of does pick up from the last one, which featured Mecha King Ghidorah, and suggests the use of the tech from King Ghidorah. It shows it. Well, the thing is, we only had the Japanese version of this without subtitles, so we had to watch it in Japanese, which it wasn't too bad, really, was it? No. You kind of definitely got the gist of what was going on. The visuals sort of told the story as much as whatever we couldn't hear. And they used that to create a Mechagodzilla and this spaceship, not spaceship, a sort of flying
spaceship called
ship.
The Garuda.
Garuda, yeah. That these two things were created from that tech and used to fight the real monsters. Now, this featured Rodan, didn't it?
Yeah.
In a redesign. It was kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, it looked a bit more like a pterodactyl.
It looked a bit more like a pterodactyl. And there was also, I don't know if it's called this, but we see Rodan comes back later on after we think he's dead as a bigger, stronger, and redder. He's like a red.
He's called Fire Rodan.
Oh, I called him Red Rodan, but Fire Rodan sounds good. We also get another little Godzilla. He's not what's his name? Minya, but it's called Baby in this. In fact, she was calling him Baby, wasn't it, in Japanese? Yeah. So Baby Godzilla. Apparently, it's not. Well, it was obvious it wasn't a remake, really, of the original Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla, and it wasn't. And they say in Wikipedia it's not a reimagining either, and it's not a sequel. So why it's called 2, I'm not sure, but there you go. It's a rematch of sorts, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the Mechagodzilla in this is just dubbed Mechagodzilla 2. So
right. Oh, okay. Now, there's various shenanigans going on. They find an egg, don't they? Which is, and it says in the Wikipedia, the egg gives off a signal which attracts both Godzilla and Rodan. Yeah. I noticed in the dub they called it Radon.
Radon.
Rather than Rodan, but I guess that's the Japanese name, isn't it? And they have a fight, don't they? And there's a massive fight going on, which is good. Great fight. What do you think of the effects in this film?
I think the effects are pretty good.
Damn good, actually.
Aside from some of the stuff with Mechagodzilla, he seemed a bit stiff.
I didn't mind that. I thought that sort of worked in the fact that he's a robot kind of thing. Some of the effects were a tiny bit weak, though some were surprisingly good. There was a lot of the stuff involving Baby Godzilla and Godzilla interacting weren't great, but then some of them were really good. There was a shot near the end where Godzilla's in the sea and Baby Godzilla's heading on the beach. And I thought it was a really well composited shot, actually.
Yeah.
And the pyrotechnics were spectacular, actually. And the model, the monster design, certainly of the organic monsters, was pretty damn good. Now, there's also this to do about. There's basically a special task force to destroy Godzilla, which has this Garuda and Mechagodzilla. But they also identify Godzilla's got another brain.
Yeah, using Baby Godzilla, they scan it or vivisect it or something, and figure out it has a second brain in its lower back.
It's kind of where the kidneys are, kinda. Yeah. In humans.
They think it's like a Stegosaurus sort of thing.
Yeah.
Or like Stegosaurus was theorised to have for a while.
And basically they realise if they destroy that brain, that should kill Godzilla. And it's a lot easier to kill than the one in the middle of his skull, apparently. Yeah. So they have a special weapon also called the Godzilla Crusher, or G Crusher, isn't it? G Crusher.
It's basically a grappling hook that can electrify, and it does destroy Godzilla's second brain.
Yeah, so we do see an early fight between Rodan and Godzilla, where Godzilla obviously win, and we think Rodan's out of it. Where there's also shenanigans with Baby Godzilla, and there's also this cool thing where I'm not quite sure who it is, but this guy that's involved in the research revealed this flying vehicle.
Garuda.
That
the
little one.
thing.
Yeah, it's like it looks like a mini Rodan a metal structure that looks like it's designed on Rodan, but you can sit in it. There's a couple of seats, and it flies around, and it's actually really cool. It sounds bad, but it's actually really cool. I think while we're watching it, I mentioned that is going in my top 10 movie vehicles because I just thought it was such a cool design and look, and I want one basically. Yeah. It doesn't have much airplay other than but it's used again at the end, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's all sorts of cutesy shenanigans with Baby Godzilla, but not as bad as it could be. It certainly is slightly better creature design than the other one, whatever he was called. Though it is obviously a rubber monster. It does look like a mini Godzilla. And I actually called... No, we'll talk about the end as we get to it. So there's a massive fight then, isn't there, between Mechagodzilla...
Yeah. It starts off as Rodan versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah, oh yes, I've forgotten that, yes.
And then the Garuda gets involved, and Rodan gets completely taken out by this thing called the plasma grenade, which is a laser beam.
Yeah, and sometimes they talk English in this film, don't they? But it's obviously they can't actually talk English. They're using like parrot fashion.
Phonetically.
Phonetically, yeah. And it's kind of interesting that... I think they're meant to be an international task force to take out Godzilla. Yeah. That's the idea, because there's like Americans and stuff.
But then Godzilla gets involved, and then they combine the Garuda and Mechagodzilla to the Super Mechagodzilla, which is very Power Rangers.
Yeah, it was very power. Now and it was called Super Mecha, like you say, and it basically that combined with the G Crusher takes out Godzilla, and man, it's brutal. They kind of kill his second brain, so
they blow it up. They show it being blown up.
Yeah, so Godzilla's on the floor, but they don't leave it there. They just keep firing at it. So we see poor old Godzilla lying on the floor with these massive plasma rifles and laser, I don't know what they are, but they're massive light beams shooting at him, 3 of them at a time, because old Mechagodzilla's breathing out, or is it coming out of his chest? I can't remember. And then
it's got a chest cannon, it's got a mouth cannon, it's got eye cannons, it's got
and the Garuda's got two large cannons too. So he's got massive amount of cannons all firing at Godzilla. So poor old Godzilla's just lying. But then isn't it Baby Godzilla?
No, Baby Godzilla wakes up Rodan because he's demonstrated this strange ability to like call Rodan to him.
Yeah,
but and wakes up Rodan. Rodan goes to Godzilla and powers him up.
He kind of lies across him, doesn't he?
Yeah, it heals the second brain,
which heals his brain.
And then Godzilla just gets up and beats ass.
So I think this Godzilla film is the closest we get to Jesus by Godzilla.
What?
This is Godzilla Jesus, basically. I better shut up, hadn't I?
Yeah.
There are things going on in the world. Yeah. Anyway, so this revives his brain, makes him. It looks bigger, slightly bigger to me.
He looks a little bigger, and he's got this new ability called the spiral beam.
Yes.
Which is where his breath, instead of being blue, it's red. And much more powerful.
Yeah, so he's that red beam takes out Super Mechagodzilla, essentially. Yeah. And then Godzilla finds Baby Godzilla. And there's also that that psychic woman involved. Oh, there's a bit where these little girls, like a classroom, sing as well. Yeah. They're trying to recreate the Mothra vibe, I think, but it's all right. It's just weird, really. Yeah. And Godzilla. Well, the thing is, it says in the wiki here, this is the point where Godzilla adopts the baby as his own. Now, I always thought the baby was his own, actually.
No. Just an egg.
And then Godzilla and baby head out to sea. Film ends. It's a fairly long film. Really, really enjoyable though. Really enjoyable. Like I say, I really like the vehicle. The fights were really quite spectacular and good. I really think these Heiseis are really hitting out of the park. Apparently, this was meant to be directed by Honda. The original director, but he died before filming started, so it didn't happen. But it was a good job. It was the special effects were really nice. I'm trying to let me check the box office. It grossed $18 million US in Japan. Wow. I don't think it was released outside for a little while. But I think it was a really quite good. Solid. It was a solid entry into the Godzilla. These ones are really hitting out of the park. Actually, these Heiseis are outside of a couple of the early ones. What was the original run called?
Return of Godzilla.
No, the series. These are Heisei, but
the original was Showa, then it's Heisei, and then Millennium.
Some of the Showa ones were solid, but these are much more consistently solid.
Yeah,
they're kind of working for me.
They maintain the tone.
It had quite a dark tone when Godzilla was just getting zapped and he was unconscious. It's like, wow, this is
even
grim.
There's a general who was like leaning into the camera and shouting when they were attacking Godzilla.
Yeah.
Even he looked kind of put off by what's going on.
And there was one bit where Rodan really got hammered. He got blown across a city pretty much by the blast, and he was bleeding and gurgling at the mouth, green fluid.
It wasn't like Yongari levels of wrong, but
it was pretty bad. Yeah. No, he wasn't leading in a river and creating a weird colour in the river or any of that business, but it was pretty bad. Really, I thought this was very, very solid. Anything else to say about it?
No, not really.
It did have a definite Power Rangers vibe.
Yeah, this film also kind of started a trend of past villains resulted in the creation of the next
monster
antagonist.
Yeah.
Like, this was made by... Mechagodzilla was made by the remains of Mecha King Ghidorah. In the next film, Mechagodzilla gets rebuilt into another thing called Mogera.
Oh, right. Well, we'll see in the next film. The next film is Godzilla vs Space Godzilla, I believe, which I'm kind of looking to get to. That'll be kind of fun. Watching it in Japanese was not a problem, really. Yeah. I just couldn't find it in any other format. And we didn't realise, actually, until we started watching it, that it was entirely in Japanese. But as soon as I realised, I did try and find another copy, but nothing was forthcoming. Rather enjoyable. What would you give it out of 10?
I'd give it about an 8.
I think it's a 7.5 to 8, definitely 2. I think it's a solid one. I enjoyed the one before this a little more, but it's really close. It's really close. I do like the Mothra one, though. Really a lot. Okay, so next time we'll be doing Godzilla vs Space Godzilla. Bye from me.
Bye.